I'm gonna take your sister to the prom for free. To pay me. I'm gonna take your sister to the prom for free. I pick her up at 3 a.m.
So, should we talk about McDonald's and Visa partnering to try and show fast food restaurant workers that they can live on $8.25 an hour if they budget? However, the budget or the income includes a second job, not just one job, but two jobs. All right, and a $150 car payment, $600 mortgage or rent, health insurance of $20, zero for heating, which if you've got electricity, the heating's in electricity, so I just don't get that. Anyway, $100 cable and phone bill.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you use only internet, to watch TV, Netflix and stuff, and then you have like a cheap service for, a cell phone provider, I can see how that could be $100. But for most people, they've got cable and internet,
right?
Which means that they're paying like,
at least
$100 for that, and that's not including the cell phone bill, and then a $90 electric bill. Who in the fuck has a $90 electric bill?
People that aren't using electricity because
$105. And it had 25 miles on it when I drove it off the lot. We put 25 a month, almost as much as our rent. Or actually, I think it was as much as our rent.
If you buy a new car nowadays, you're not. Yeah, it's going to be around there.
Yeah, exactly. And then I heard a commercial on the radio when I was going up to Opelika and Auburn. It was a Kia commercial, and it was like if you clear $350 a week, you can get two brand new Kias for $222 a month. If you clear $350 a week.
Hold on.
As much as I worked,
not good with
I barely cleared, like $400 a week. And that was me working a shitload.
Yeah.
I mean, and I make $10 an hour, not $8.25.
Let me rum drink, call your phone. I have no idea what that means, but mine's gonna call in. Yeah, I know. I mean, but how do we fix that? I know how we fix that. The millionaires that run McDonald's, and first of all, our farmers have to get paid more, and the millionaires that run the fast food companies need to get paid less.
Right.
And
here's the thing. I see why we need our minimum wage raised. However, I see one major problem with raising the minimum wage to even $10 an hour. Everything will go up.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're not going to say, "Oh, we're just going to make less money." Yeah.
They're going to say, "Oh, they're making more, so now we can charge more."
Exactly.
Which is snowball, And
they don't know.
Get up to $15 an hour. Do you know how much milk would go up to?
Yeah, I know. Milk is extremely expensive.
$10 a fucking gallon, man. I mean, it's already $3.25.
Pretty much.
It's $8.25.
Hold on. We got the great white whale himself, Mr. Spiky Mikey. What's happening, brother?
Hey, what's going on, dude? From Nashville.
Thank you for calling in, man. This is hold on, I'm adjusting the gain on this stupid. We weren't completely set up when you shit, I don't know if that's all the way down. Okay. We weren't completely set up when you asked me that. So anyway, we are now. So what happened last night?
Yesterday, shall we put it that way?
Yesterday.
So I'm just cruising around, driving in this mom's van, and the Makeup Ninja. That's what she goes by, the Makeup Ninja now. And well, the decent delivery driver decided that he was in a bit of a hurry and smacked the van and told her to get out. So, anyway, I apparently had a probation violation warrant for a previous DUI because Nashville is a drinking town with a music problem.
Yes. And
we're going to get t-shirts printed up here soon. I'll tell y'all one.
can we put the link that you gave me a little earlier? Can we put that up with the podcast?
If you want to put that up about somehow, well, hang on. So anyway, T-Bone the guys called Makeup Ninja and was like, hey, I just fucked up and wrecked your van. Oh, by the way, my license is revoked and suspended. And I've had the cops knocking at the door here for the past week and a half, so I knew I had a probation violation now, but I'm just trying to go on my own damn time. You know?
Yeah.
Because every day is wrong time.
Yeah, for sure.
But, so anyway, I tried to go more damn time, so he ended up not taking me to jail for the probation, for the driving was suspended and revoked. And he took me to jail for the probation violation, which I haven't done, like, the DUI 28-day rehabilitation program.
So,
Because, you know, I'm a big bad drunk out here on the road.
but you didn't get any serious stuff. So it's basically like you got to do a AA class or something.
Well, I got to do a quarter of 28, so I got down to booking downtown here in Nashville at 8 o'clock, and let's put it this way, I was drinking rum by 2 p.m. 2 a.m. $2,000 bond, $200 later, I was back at the house drinking rum like I told you.
I can't, honestly, Mike, I can't believe it took you that long. I would have thought you had a flask on the way out.
No, because my friend Jai had taken it, the ninja, the Makeup Ninja had pulled out my booze before the cops got there. and so, another funny thing is like, she hands me this piece of gum that's folded up, right? So I'm like, she hands me like a package of drugs. I'm like, I'm going to jail. Might be there for a minute. Who knows? You do some drugs before I go in there, you know, like you hit the band or something. You go to sleep. So I thought I'd just hide it behind the pole to start with. And I'm like, well, fuck, I can't put it over there to go to jail, and she can pull it back. So I put it in my cigarette pack. And I handed it back to her, and she goes, hey, why are you giving me a cigarette pack? You got drugs in there, and there was some gum was in the back of the cigarette pack. And so when they picked me up, she goes, why didn't you hand me your cigarette pack with the gum in? I was like, that was gum? I thought she was giving me some drugs to do before I went to jail.
She was sending you off right.
Yeah. Anyway. That's where we're at.
So
somehow there's these assholes that run this little news website, East Nashville News, and they go in, they dig in public records, which you can get into, you know, it's about the Constitution. You can go down there, you can find out what you've done, Matt. Mike, you want down there to talk to? We can see what you're doing down there in Montgomery.
Did you hear him go? He said, long time no talk. What you doing down here in the gump?
Shit. You know me, just chilling.
Can you hear him? There you go.
Well,
Go ahead. There, go.
You know me, man, just chilling.
Chilling was okay. So
Yeah.
are you drinking rum down there?
Of course, 151, man.
See, now that's what the problem is. You gotta go with the Castilla. It's a bottom shelf silver Castilla. It's $15 a half gallon. Now listen, I'm swearing by this now. This is what my dad bought me when I turned 21. Y'all two youngsters remember those days. Drinking Colt 45 in the parking lot.
Right?
We learned right. We were brought up in the ways of Mikey.
Yes. Yes.
Learn how to get over on young people. Hey, a bottle of Aristocrat. How much does it cost? $40.
There you go.
Okay, so I go get a bottle of Aristocrat, and I come back. It was $8.99, and I come back. They get half bottle of Aristocrat that I drank the other half on the way over there in my pocket, $30. Y'all took part in it. You know. Anyway,
Y'all took part in it.
The Castilla rum is made by Bacardi, and it's actually better than Bacardi Silver. It rates a little bit higher than Bacardi Silver.
Really?
It's the bottom shelf, and it has no burn to it whatsoever.
Wow.
Look, man.
So it's like moonshine.
In the corner liquor store that the damn security guard sees me coming and goes and gets a bottle and has it waiting at the register.
If it's got the spiky silver seal of approval, then I'm gonna drink that. You know.
Right?
But this is the bottle of rum that my dad had bought when I turned first 21, because he bought all the liquors. Little did I know that the liquors are supposed to stay at the house for me to drink cocktails at the house, not take and get drunk with y'all guys.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, so the example is basically they skirt the thin line of libel, and what's the other one? Well, they skirt the line of getting sued, you know, just inside.
What?
But anyway,
Oh, they
it's all
skirted
about
skirted the libel line.
libel and what's the other? The starts with S.
What are you talking about? The one is spoken, one is written.
Oh, shit, yes.
Yeah.
Slander.
Slander and libel.
Yeah, there's the line on that, but it's all public record, you know.
Right.
And I appreciate them doing that for me, trying to offend me, but you know that doesn't offend me because it's public record. You know, they got like 800 some odd followers, and I'm glad that these are the people who are holding them now, and the pearly gates are open for them because they have cast their stone.
How many? You said they got 800 followers.
Yeah, 800 and some odd. You know,
We got more listeners than that. So you can tell them the real story, Spiky.
I doubt they have that many people that pay attention. So anyway, the picture they have up on the says arrested across the front of it, and I'm double fisting margaritas. So my cousin goes, "You got arrested double fisting margaritas? Way to go!"
Yeah.
And then they pulled a bunch of pictures off his fucking Facebook. You know, me sitting there like in my driveway with a fishing pole, with I have like a pothole in the driveway, and I put a fishing pole. I was sitting there drinking beer with fishing pole in the pothole. Think I'm okay.
All right. Hold on. All right. Wait. Let me stop you. So you got a court date when? How many days from now?
28.
Okay, the 28th. Is this going to affect our previous plans? Because I was planning to bring the 3 a.m. podcast to you.
Oh, well, we can definitely do that. You might have to fix it. I can call in from jail.
Perfect.
I tell you what, will you have visiting hours?
I can get a calling card, right, off the commissary.
Dude, if I can drive, if you have visiting hours and they will allow me to bring my microphones in, we will do a 3 a.m. podcast live from the Nashville Penitentiary.
Davidson County Jail. Facility.
So are you for sure going in? But you don't know. You don't know for sure, right?
I don't know what's going to happen. So, but anyway, there's the website is there, you know, they look at that shit. But I'm glad they did that because it compiled all of my information of what I've done up here on one page so I can see it all. And my court date and all that information. So now
that's not all the stuff you've done. That is not all the stuff you've done.
That's just the stuff that they
That's the
know
stuff that
you've
they
done.
know you've done.
Some of those records are sealed.
That's my boy.
There's nothing on there about Uncle Smiley. That's the one that's it apparently was missing.
Oh, that's another story.
Yes, it was. Yeah, that's one we need to have when I come down. And hopefully, you're not going to be locked up.
So now I don't have to go looking through the websites for all my information because it's already on there, you know. So
Yeah.
it's nice for them to compile all of that, you know. Let me know that, hey, I've had like 3 DUIs up there, blah, blah, blah.
Dude,
I don't know what's going to happen. We'll go down there, we'll find out next week, and, you know, probably pay him some money, you know, whatever.
well, good luck with it, man.
It's a cash cow. Because if it was about safety, they'd give you a ride to fuck home. And, oh, can I use profanity on your oak like that?
Yes, of course.
Oh, goddamn. Okay. Anyway, so if it was about safety, they'd take your drunk ass home and they'd pull you over instead of taking you to jail.
Yeah.
And cops should be like firefighters. You don't see firefighters running around the streets looking to put out fires.
Right?
Cops are never really there whenever robbery or raping or
They're revenuers.
murders are happening or Hillary Clinton killing people, you know. I mean, OJ's out of jail. The guy from Lincoln Park died. Coincidence? I don't think so.
Right? Right? Hey, you know
And they're
why they
fucking
let
with you
OJ
about
out,
being
right?
drunk.
And pretty much, yeah. But like I said, 2 hours later, I was back at the house drinking wrong, you know. It's always an adventure.
All right, man. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me know how the court date goes down, because I was. We're planning to bring the cast to you. That's how interesting Spikey is. So, dude, do what?
I'm sure that website will have some sort of update for y'all. He's in jail when they call him a bad man.
We will be waiting in anticipation for
Yeah, there you go. Well, I'll put the link up in the show notes so anybody wants to take a look, because this is no bullshit. Spiky Mikey's the real motherfucking deal.
Hey, I'm still single, by the way.
Do what?
I'm still single, Matt.
Oh, okay.
Lady, going through Nashville, you know. I'm here.
All right.
We'll have a good time.
Damn right. Again, let me know as soon as you do if they're going to stick you in timeout for a little while, or if you're just going to get a slap on the wrist and we can, I can come down and we can do something.
Oh, definitely. We'll definitely know about that.
Okay, cool, brother.
But,
Well,
cool. I'm just to bounce out here. I got to see a guy about a horse.
you had to go see a guy about a horse. All right, brother. Hey, man, thanks for calling in, brother. I'll talk to you later on, man.
All right, later on.
All right, brother.
Later, bro.
Bye. Spiky Mikey, first time on 3 a.m.
Crazy mofo, right?
It's super crazy. Half of the stuff he said I couldn't understand. Half because we weren't fully ready to take the call, and half because he's drunk and I couldn't really hear him.
Yeah.
So-
Well, you can't understand half the shit that Spike
Oh, yeah.
says when you're in the room with him.
Exactly.
and he's talking.
Yeah. So give us a second. We're going to take a break. You won't notice it because I'll cut this part out, but give us a break and we'll be right back. Just talking about.
The story?
Yes. We've got a story. Okay. Maybe I'll have to figure out how to cut. This is, we did something at the beginning. Let's do something at the start here. 3 a.m. podcast. Jay is sick today. He called in sick. He likes to do that. I'm here with Goat at the Brotherhood compound once again. Gus got a story on his mind, and let's hear it because it turned out to be a good one.
Yes. And it has to do with Spiky Mikey,
Yeah.
who called in. So, all right. This is like, first I gotta set the mood. It's like
Set the mood, sir. Set the mood.
1998. All right. 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm meeting Spiky Mikey and Gary out at the Montgomery Mall. And we're going to go to Birmingham for the day just to hang out and, you know, do whatever. Fuck it. Well, I get into Mikey's car, and Gary turns around and hands me half a strip of acid and says, take this. So, I'm like, all right, shit, why not? So I take it, and we start heading to Birmingham. Well, we stop, I don't even know where the Stuckey's is, you know, on 65 going up to Birmingham, but we stop at the Stuckey's, and by that time, I'm feeling a little, you know, little bit of it. You know, it hadn't fully kicked in yet, but I'm feeling it. Well,
but hold on, wait. Let me just interrupt just seconds.
Right.
Let's say Gary the pawnbroker.
Yes.
Gave you such a, because I have a story to follow
Yes,
this one. Go ahead.
yes.
Go right
Gary
ahead.
the
Sorry.
pawnbroker.
Gary the pawnbroker.
All right. So, while we're at Stuckey's, and this is rural Alabama, you know, up near Clanton, we you know, hear them talking about the sweet tea, and me and Gary just start. We had to get out of the Stuckey's because we were just dying laughing at these people. I mean, it was just so funny to us. And of course, we passed by the go to church or the devil will get you sign, and we're making fun of that, and just, you know, all sorts of, you know, shit that young kids do. I mean, shit, I was 17 at the time, you know. So we get to Birmingham. Yeah, allegedly. So we get to Birmingham, and we go to 5 Points, and by that time I'm full-blown tripping, you know, freaking seeing shit move.
Full-blown tripping.
You know, all the good stuff. Well, we go to this record shop in 5 Points. I don't remember the name of it, you know, it was like, over 20 years ago now. But they had a couch in this record shop, and, you know, Spiky Mikey and Gary are looking at the records and all that, and I'm just, you know, I love music and whatnot, but I was broke at the time, of course, 17-year-old kid without a job. Yeah, gonna be broke. So I'm just chilling on the couch, right? And there's this Natalie Merchant poster on the wall. Okay? I turn.
Now there's where that's like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah,
Natalie Merchant.
This is where shit got interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So I turn and look at the poster, and I shit you not, she looks down at me and says, "Psst, how's it going?" And I was just like, whoa. That's not cool. You know, because I know that that's not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
I know that that's not real, but I'm still freaking out because it's so real.
Yeah.
I'm tripping balls. Yeah. So I'm just like, all right, just ignore it. And then I hear, "Hey, don't ignore me."
She got pissed, just like
I'm
a bitch.
just like, oh fuck. So I get up off the couch. I go find Mike. I go find Gary, and I'm like, "Hey, we got to get out of here. We got to go." And they were like, "Well, what's going on?" I was like, "No. I'm out, you know." And I just turned around. I walked down the stairs.
You had
out
seen
of
the
this
lizard
place.
people. You were done.
Oh yeah, I was totally done with that record store, and friggin'. So I go down there. It took them probably about 5 minutes to get out there, you know, because they were still browsing and whatnot. So Gary looks at me and goes, "What happened, man? What's going on? Why'd you say you had to go?" And I was like, "Man, that Natalie Merchant poster started talking to me." I shit you not, Gary hit the ground laughing so hard. And he just, for like 10 friggin' minutes, we were out on the sidewalk just waiting for Gary to stop laughing. And so, of course, he's like, "Well, what did she say?" And I told him, and that made him laugh even more. And so, you know, we did that, and then we went to a skate shop, which I would not go in because I was just like, yeah, I'll stay out here in the parking lot.
Yeah.
So we did all that, and then Gary had some friends that he wanted to meet out at the Galleria, some chicks. So we go out there, and we're walking around, and, you know, I'm just watching all the pretty colors and all of that,
The
you
pretty
know,
colors.
just chilling out. So we meet these chicks and whatnot, and we're in Hoover at this time, you know, at the Galleria.
Gotcha.
So at this point, we're hungry because it's like, you know, 6, 7 o'clock at night at this point. And Gary, I shit you not, he has been handing me acid all day long. Like every 3 or 4 hours, here, take this. Here, take this. And I'm just like a kid in a candy store. Okay. So, by this time, we're hungry because we hadn't eaten all day. So, there's a Pizza Hut nearby. So, we're like, hell yeah, we'll go to the buffet. So, we go in there, and of course, it's Spiky Mikey. He hasn't had a drink all fucking day. So, he
That's
orders
not a good
a pitcher of beer.
Not a good time.
Well, of course, this being us and us being with Spiky Mikey and, you know, being kids and whatnot, we got rowdy.
Yeah.
We ended up getting kicked out of the Pizza Hut. I don't even remember what for. I don't even remember why we got kicked out. I just remember that we got kicked out. Okay? And also, I forgot to mention that while we were at the Galleria, you know, even though I was a 17-year-old without a job, I still had a couple of bucks on me. At some point during the day, I had bought a bong. So, this bong is in the glove compartment of Spiky Mikey's car.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's asking for it.
Yes.
That's asking for it, man.
We got kicked out of the Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
We're on the way to take these girls back to their car at the Galleria, and we get pulled over. All right? And of course, license and registration, please. Oh, the registration's in the glove box with the bone.
Oh, yeah, right.
You know? And so I'm not thinking about it. I'm sitting in the front seat because Gary's in the back with the two chicks because they were his friends. I just
he was
opened
palm,
up
bro.
the glove box. Whatever. See that, you know, still tripping balls like, oh, son of a bitch. I hope that cop just did not see that bong. So I just kind of roll it up into the back while I'm searching for his, you know, insurance and registration and all that. Not thinking that even if the cop saw it, it's a brand new bong. There hasn't been anything smoked out of it. So, you know, it could be a tobacco pipe for all he knows, you know?
Yeah.
But of course, I'm still freaking out because, you know, to me, it's a bong and I'm tripping balls. So, Spiky Mikey ends up getting out of a ticket. He just, you know, gets a warning and all of that. You know, he's a talker, Spiky Mikey is.
Yeah.
Get back to the Galleria. It's about 9 p.m. at this point.
Hold on 1 second.
All right.
Hold on, wait. Let me just turn this back on. If you're getting the YouTube feed, great. If not, then we just got to continue, so you'll get it later. All right, finish your story.
All right, so we go back to the Galleria. We drop the girls off, whatnot, and we decide that, you know, it's time to go home. Well, on the way back home, and me and Gary are still tripping balls. All right, we're still looking at the pretty colors and watching everything move that's not supposed to move. We get a blowout. Middle of the interstate on 65, but it's like 10 p.m. on like a Wednesday or something like that. So there's not much traffic. Well, by this time, of course, Spiky Mikey is pissed.
Right.
Because we got kicked out before he could finish his pitcher.
Yeah.
You know, he got pulled over, you know,
Yeah.
and he's just pissed.
Yeah.
So, and of course, me and Gary are no help with this blowout because we're tripping balls. So, while me and Gary are skipping out in the interstate playing, well, we weren't really skipping, but we were fucking off in the middle of the interstate.
Gotcha.
While Spiky Mikey is trying to fix the blowout that we got, I shit you not, Spiky Mikey changed this tire in like 5 minutes flat by himself. He was so mad.
He was like,
he got it done. I mean, me and Gary are just off in the middle of the interstate, just looking up at the stars and trying to play chicken with cars that aren't really coming at us, and just
he was like one of those NASCAR guys.
Oh yeah. He definitely could have worked for NASCAR that night. So he gets it fixed. We get back to the swamp, which is what the apartment that I was living at the time was called, because, well, it was where everybody partied and we hardly ever cleaned up, so it was the swamp. And we ended up hanging that blown out tire on the wall of the apartment.
You're shitting me.
No, I'm not. We hung it up on the wall because it was a
yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, well, it was what's the word?
Sentimental.
No, like memory of our trip to Birmingham,
The Memento.
to Birmingham.
You ever seen that movie?
Me and Gary the Pawnbroker's trip to
There
Birmingham.
you go. The trip.
Okay, and Spiky Mikey's frustration in Birmingham. So
Right.
yes, we hung it up on the wall in memory, So yeah, that was a fun day. That was a fun day.
Any day with the Great White Well. I mean, it's a fun day.
So yes, we hung it up on the
It's going out. Yeah, we're good. Okay, my bad. I just wanted to check. I got a couple of feedback that said that hey, I'm not hearing. Yeah, I made some changes, but any day with the man is
right.
I mean,
And of course, this is in the Monte
he's
Carlo.
the most interesting. A lot of people
With
hate on
stickers all over the back.
Yes,
You know,
for
to
sure.
where a cop actually pulled him over and made him drive to see if he could actually see out the back window. And this car had no reverse. No reverse whatsoever. So if he had to go in reverse, we had to push.
Yeah, I remember those days. Yes, I was there. Yeah.
Good times, man.
Good times. It
dude.
was, dude.
I forgot one main point. The day before we went to Birmingham, I was hanging out with Spiky Mikey, and he found, I'm putting that in quotes.
Yes.
Found some $2 bills.
Yes.
From somewhere in his house, in his closet or whatever.
Right.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Yes, his dad had some $2 bills that
Gotcha.
he had hidden away, and we magically found them. So yeah, that was how we got the Pizza Hut and the various other things. But yeah, any day with
Any
Spiky
day.
Mikey is
I've
an
always,
interesting day.
I've always wanted to have the dude on the show because I have never met such an interesting person in my life.
Right?
He's got stories about everything, and they're always riveting. I mean, the guy should write a book.
Yes.
But the problem is, every time I've ever reached out to him, he's been in jail, or look, man, that's the problem with the party lifestyle of a icon.
Yes.
And that it happens. You sometimes you have to go to jail. I don't know.
Well, when you're not, like rock star rich,
Exactly.
sometimes you have to
if
go
you
to
can't,
jail.
yes, exactly. If you can't
If you're
pay,
rockstar rich, then you pay your way out. But
yes, exactly.
the rest of us, if we want to live that party lifestyle, we have to go to jail every now and then.
Right. I mean, it happens. The legal system is a legal system, and even Spikey will tell you that. He was like, half the time I was like, oh yeah, I fucked up. I got a bad judge or whatever,
Right.
But it's love him or leave him. I know a lot of people in this area because we all grew up together. They got bad things to say about him. Most interesting guy, and he's never been nothing but nice to me.
Right.
But regardless of that, most interesting guy I've ever met in all of my life. And I want to save these are just random stories. I'm going to save the good stories for when I go to Nashville.
Right.
I'm going to Nashville in about towards the end of August or the middle of August. Right. So, a few weeks here, me and Psychonauts are going down to Nashville. And we're going to do a cast with Spiky Mikey. We may even do a cast with his dad. I got in touch with his dad. Mike put me in touch with his pops. So we may even be able to get some inside information on the life and times of the Great White Whale. Right. And what makes an individual that, like that. I mean, where does that come from? Because to me, it's
no idea, man. I have never, and I don't think I will ever meet anyone like him. I mean, even remotely like him.
I've got a list of, and I'm crazy because I've lived a nutty life, and I've probably got a list of 20 or 30, of the craziest motherfuckers in the world, right? Mm-hmm. And I know all of them on this list.
Right.
Blows everybody's out of the water.
Right.
Spiky Mikey is at the very top of that list.
I believe it.
Love him or hate him.
I believe it.
Very top. And to me, that is the most interesting thing in the world. And look, man, whether you were on the wrong end of the stick or not, he's a good dude. Yeah. I mean, especially if he's your boy like he is with me, that motherfucker's got your back. He's a good guy. He's not, I don't know. It's there's something to be said about loyalty and all that. Maybe that's something learned. I don't know. He had to go through a lot of times where some people turned their backs on him. Yeah, and I disagreed with it. There's some people that I know that I'm good friends with that they had to because, something was done or whatever. But I'm like, man, no, that's not how you work. Right. Situation.
Right.
But I mean, that's life. What you gonna do?
Yeah. But hell, all right. One more real quick.
Yeah.
First time I ever did cocaine was at Spiky Mikey's house. Well, Spiky Mikey's parents' house. In the basement.
Oh yeah, like a pool table.
Oh yeah, no. I actually happened to walk into the bathroom because I had to piss, and there were some people in there. I'm not going to say any names.
Yeah.
But there were some people in there that good friends with me. They used to hang out at the swamp, and of course this was during a party that he was having. And first thing one of them said to me was, "You ever tried coke before?" "No." "You want to?" "Sure, why not?" I mean, fuck, it's a party, right?
Yeah. Not a party without it, right?
Right? So, yeah.
Peruvian marching powder.
First time I
it's the devil's dandruff.
Tried the powder was over at Spiky Mikey's in the bathroom in the basement.
Yeah, Mikey says, the swamps.
Oh, yeah.
He remembers.
Fun times. So, anyway.
So, what happened? That was just the first time?
That was just the first time, and you know, I was
See,
already drunk.
there's so much about that pool table that I want to know about.
Right?
It's got to go. You know, he's not in the room. I've got to save it. There's too much.
Yeah,
I've got to save it for another cast. I'm sure he wants to tell the stories, and Spy, he's gonna tell the stories.
Oh, of course.
But he'll be happy to. But there's too much to get through a cell phone. There's too much to get through, a couple text messages or emails. There's blood on that there table, and I want to know all about all that.
Right.
Why not? Just the most. I don't know. I tell you, another really fucking cool thing about this dude. I don't know a guy who's that fucking happy. I'm like, most of my friends are down about 50% of the time because that's human fucking nature.
Right.
That nigga's happy all the time.
Right.
He's always got something going on. He got out of prison and jail or whatever.
Yeah.
30 minutes later, he's drinking rum, sitting out of the house, chilling.
Right.
How do you
Probably
not
with a
give
smile on his face.
Yeah, how do you not give a fuck that much? I mean, it's insane to me, especially me, because I overthink everything.
Right.
It's nutty.
So,
I'm blowing up
what are we
over
on
here.
to now?
Huh?
So what subject are we on to now?
We got plenty. Hold on. Comic book?
With a little
You're
one,
kidding,
you want-
dude.
What?
Dude, somebody's gonna do a comic book of Mike? Oh,
What?
they should. Apparently, he's got a friend that might be working on a comic book for him. Yeah, he's a comic book hero. Hold on one sec. Dude, I'm sorry about that, but wow, we just went way deep. I wish I could have recorded that.
Yeah.
But one of Goat's roommates.
No. He's just a good friend. He
Just good. My
used
bad.
to live here, but he moved out.
Okay, good friend. Just we got this is the Brotherhood compound. There's many people moving in hordes, doing Goat's bidding, and he comes walking through, and we just instantly start clicking and talking about this, and a deep conversation, and man, I wish I could have recorded it. I wish he would sit down with us later on, but
Yeah, but it's funny that you said doing Goat's bidding and what we were talking about.
yeah, that's true. That's true. You're not gonna. Well, the whole conversation was about racism. So I mean, therein lies the joke. But,
Yeah.
So I'm sorry I had to explain it. They didn't hear. What are you gonna do? All right. So did we talked a little about Chester Bennington before, but I don't. The way I'm gonna have to cut this like 8 times because
Right.
we got Mike at the beginning, then we started talking about Mike after because.
I said, right?
Yeah, because we've got the stories and stuff, and so I'll probably just cut everything out of the prep work before we got a good buzz. Because if you're not buzzed, it's not 3 a.m.
No kidding.
So let's get into the Bennington thing. You had a lot to say about that one for sure.
Yeah, so he hung himself Thursday. And
Which was yesterday.
Yesterday, yes. And I was at work, I was actually driving back from Auburn. I had to do a cleaning job there, so I'm driving back, and I've got it on a Columbus rock station, and they come on and, say that he has been found, dead at his house, possible suicide at that point, because at that point it's like, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They don't have, all the information that we have now, but And even now, we probably don't have all the information.
Shocking,
but,
man. Just shocking.
you know, I was just devastated. You
Yeah.
know, I was like, damn. You know, because even though I haven't really been into their
I'm the same
their
way.
newest
but-
works,
Yeah.
back, you know, Closer, In the End, you know, that whole album, the Meteora album, you know, all of that, you know, was just great to me. And so, you know, I really loved them as artists. And even though I wasn't as into, you know, what they've been doing lately, you know, I still respect them, you know, as musicians and artists coming out with new stuff and having been around for so long.
Right.
So, and plus, you know, we had the Chris Cornell thing just 2 months ago. So, you know, it's just like, oh man, you know, again, you know, I'm still not over that.
Exactly.
You know?
The Chris Cornell rocked.
And then-
and that
And then what rocked me even more later on, you know, that night was finding out that it was Chris Cornell's birthday.
exactly.
He sang and
I
you know,
soiled
paid
my
tribute to
pants.
him at his funeral,
Exactly.
and he, you know, hangs himself on Chris's birthday, and it's
Yeah.
just like, what the hell, you know?
Yeah, it was rough to me because he was so young. Because I'm not far from his age.
Me neither.
You know, and I'm thinking to myself, dude, that guy, you know, that could be me. You know,
Right.
So it did not affect me like it did Chris Cornell, because Chris Cornell was he was Wayne Gretzky. He was a god. You know, as far as I'm concerned,
Right.
he was on another level and he was not attainable. I was not a fan of Linkin Park. It's not. I don't have anything against them. It's not my cup of tea. I just don't like the music.
Right.
You know, some people do. I like Bjork. We said it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not anybody's cup of tea. But hey, I dig it. To each his own. But I wasn't a big fan of their stuff. But from what I hear, you know, he's a great dude.
Yeah.
Musicians respected him, loved him, and all I felt was like, man, that is so sad. And then you have these people talking on social media saying this is a selfish act. You've got these people who what happened was on Twitter. His wife apparently tweeted, but I don't know if it was a hacked thing or if this is even fake news, but his wife apparently said she had been having sex with his, you know, the rapper guy. I think his name was Mike. Yeah. Mike. She had been cheating on him with that Mike guy, and she felt responsible somewhat, and that she saw it coming on and all of this. Look, man, I don't know any of the details, and I'm not the inside guy on this. I just think at this point, shut your fucking mouth. Have a little respect for the dead. You know, have a little remorse, have a little empathy, like you were saying before.
Yeah.
And you know, there's 6 kids without a dad right now. You know, just, you know, we know he had a problem with mental health and addiction issues. Mm-hmm. It's not that he was thinking selfish. He was having a problem with mental health and addiction issues. That's you're not in your right mind at that point. I mean,
No, and that's where I'm, you know, a whole lot different than these other people that are saying that he took the like Head, you know, who apologized for his comment later, but I'm having a hard time thinking that was sincere, you know, the apology thing.
So Head from
But
Korn
he
said
that he
that
took the cowardly's way out, and you know, some other stuff about his having the kids and all of that. But having been at a point where, and yes, I'm going to get very personal at this point. At a certain point after my divorce, I got so low because I was on crystal meth at the time, and yes, I was shooting it. I was, addicted. I could not stop myself, and I was in a bad place mentally. But, and of course, I've already got problems with depression as it is. And, I didn't want to get divorced. So I've been to a place where I really and truly believe that my daughter, as wonderful as she is, was better off without me.
That is
in her life.
That's just a rough statement.
And
I mean,
these
a
people
rough.
that I've seen, commenting are saying, oh, well, in fact, I had someone, comment on mine. He said, all you have to do is look at your kid and, you'll know that that's not
But
the
those
right
are
way.
people without mental illness. They're not. They're people that aren't dealing with the things you're dealing with, and
Well, I've even seen some people that I know have dealt with stuff like that.
yeah.
But at this point, I just feel that while they may have dealt with their own type of depression, I don't believe that they have gone to that deep, dark place like I went to, and like obviously he was in.
Right.
Where this is, even with your kids and with these people that you love, this, you're in such a dark and horrible place in your own mind that this is a viable option.
Right.
And so, the way I see it, they have not been to the point where they have had the knife to their wrist or the gun cocked.
Exactly.
I have been to those places.
And a lot of times I think, because I've been, I've had some pretty rough times myself, and a lot of times I think that especially in the past couple of years, I wonder how many of these were not actual suicides. They were just playing with the thought, because when you're on the scale of suicide, you start, okay, how would I do it? How, you start, your brain as a human being, you start trying to solve the puzzle of what you're going to do. How many people were, was Chris Cornell, did he have a rope around his neck hanging from a doorknob, just thinking, okay, could I do it this way? And it just happened. And he didn't mean for it to happen. I mean, it could have been an accident, like accidental suicide, which is, I guess, an oxymoron. But.
Well, no, because I've also heard, and this actually happened to David Carradine, and I also.
Well, that's different.
A friend
that's
of mine.
A sexual thing.
Well, yeah, but it was still accidental, but it was still suicide.
Yeah, you're right.
He
You're right.
did not
You got a
mean
point.
to,
Yeah.
but he is the one that put the noose around his neck.
You're absolutely right. You got a point.
So, yes, that's, to me, that is still an accidental suicide.
For sure.
But, we don't know. It could have been something like that. I mean, at this point, the only definitive thing that I have seen is that the coroner has said that he died by hanging.
Yeah.
I mean, there has been no note. There has been no note. There has been, yes, he did battle with, depression and all of that. But I don't know what he was into sexually.
Right.
So
I
can't say that wasn't something that may have happened. Now, if he had his pants on, then probably not. But still, these things have happened in the past. But I just don't think that people have the empathy that they should for things like this, because life is not all sunshine and rainbows.
No.
Ever.
No.
Ever.
And everybody knows that. They know it in the back of their brain, but they're never going to share that on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. And you see what your feed shows you, and you want rainbows and happiness, because that's the moments people choose to share. It's not like the real world is not like that, and people go through hard times, low times, and top times. The problem is, or the difference between regular old people going through those low times and high times, whatever, is those low times for someone who has an illness, they're dramatically lower.
Yes.
So think about if you've never had to go to a doctor for a depression issue or something like that. If you've never had to, think about the saddest you've ever been and multiply that by like 10. And
Shoot, multiply it more by
Yeah.
like 1,000.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it can get bad.
it can get really bad. And you know, you've done bad stuff too. I mean, everybody has.
Yeah.
How can you pass judgment that quick?
Right.
Have remorse, man. Have empathy. The guy is, he died yesterday.
Right.
His wife is mourning. I hope. I hope she wasn't the one posting the Twitter comments.
Yeah, no
and,
kidding.
And not to mention he's got 6 children. I've only got one, and I do everything that I do in life is for that one child. 6 children, and look, man, it's not selfish. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It's just, I don't know. It's a rough subject. Here's the thing. There is a lot of debate that probably should go on, especially with our mental health system the way it is right now, and how we should educate and how we should, especially with veterans and things like that, on suicide and all that. That is a big conversation that everyone should have, but not right now for that individual.
Exactly.
He just died yesterday.
Well,
So calm down.
Well, that and people don't want to talk about this type of thing. I mean, it's like they, like you said, they, the what they show on, social media or where sometimes even towards their own family members and whatnot. Right. They want to show that happy face. You know, they don't want to show them the pain.
Of course not. You don't want to be caught in the bathroom. You don't want. You always want to show your good side.
Yeah. But I don't know. As I've grown older, and as I've battled these things, I'm to the point where I realize that I can't always show, that I'm happy, because I'm not always happy. I want to be, happy, but at the same time, I realize that without these deep, dark moments, the joy and happiness that I feel would not be as good. It wouldn't be as satisfying. I would have nothing to compare it to.
Exactly.
Without
The
those
yin
dark,
and yang,
dark places,
Right.
So when things are that good,
I show you how
I can, appreciate them so much more because I've been to those deep, dark places. And so you're right. It is the yin and the yang.
It's the yin and the yang.
I mean,
just lighten up on a dude. Things happen. Everybody's got their bag of dirt. You can't be passing judgment the day the guy dies.
right?
I mean, speaking of, not even speaking of, what? Are you a bartender? Have you done? He made me an amazing drink.
And that's not even the right juice that I put in it. It's supposed to be pineapple juice, but I had to use this fruit juice that we had because I ran out of pineapple juice.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Thank you.
Good Lord, man. I'm sipping.
But here's the thing that gets me especially about Head's comments. He's a Christian, and so he's supposed to be.
No, there's no supposed to be.
Well, no, there is a supposed to be.
No,
because they say, because they, and yes, I'm putting that in quotes, say that the Bible is supposed to make you a better person.
No.
But it doesn't.
No.
Because
the Bible
if you're
is
a better person, then you will have empathy for this man's family.
The Bible is a mirror.
Enough empathy for this man's family to not say in a public forum that he was a coward.
That is not a Christian
His
attitude.
children could read that.
You're absolutely
And you're
right.
telling his children that he was a coward.
You're absolutely right. It's not a Christian value to have that sentiment.
No.
You should be showing love, remorse. That is the
Yeah,
Christian
empathy.
attitude.
I mean,
The Bible is a mirror that shows you, and he is not doing, whether he says he's a Christian or not, it does not matter.
Right.
But that's the point with Christianity. In Christianity, we know we fuck up, and I'm sure he knows. Maybe if he's smart enough, if he gets in the Word, deep enough or whatever, he'll know that he fucked up. If he doesn't, fine. It happens.
Yeah, but I really like Korn, and I
do too. I do too.
There were a couple albums there towards the middle where I was just kind of like, but but now their new stuff, their newer stuff, I really dig it. So and
I hadn't
he's
even
back-
heard it.
and he's
Maybe I should
back
give
in
him a
there. And
chance.
so I really hope that the apology that he made was sincere.
I think so. I mean, look, man. I remember watching some of the behind the scene videos, some of the Korn DVDs and stuff that they released early on, and he was sincere then. I mean, he was talking about he had a drinking problem. I think that might have been their first or second tour. Right. And he was talking about I take beer into the shower. I drink in the shower. And explaining why they call him head and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't think he's bullshit. I just think that, and look, man, people make mistakes.
Yeah,
I have corrected myself 800,000 times.
Right.
And that is because I am stupid. It has nothing to do with my religion. It just has to do with my ignorance.
Right.
And this is probably the same thing. He spoke too quick. Some reporter caught him while he was on the way to get his coffee.
No. This was posted on his Facebook page.
Okay, well, yeah, I've posted dumb shit on my Facebook page
I have too. So
yeah, I mean, I've talked, I've preached dumb shit. Like I've tried to convince people, and then later on said, you know what, that's some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's the point. If you can. As long as you can realize that you are fallible too, I don't think you're in a bad spot.
Yeah.
The demon is when you think you're not fallible.
Yeah.
That's when you start fucking kids and being the Catholic clergy and you know what I'm saying? I mean, it gets really bad.
Yeah.
Start burning witches at the stake because they can't float when they're covered in an iron cage and all
you
this
start blaming
bullshit.
3-year-olds for their own rape because the way they were dressed, they were asking for it. I actually read an article.
She
where
should have
a
put that
cleric-
diaper on that way.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, because
Too
what
sexy,
3-year-old
man.
fucking dresses
You
themselves?
daggone
I mean,
right.
really. What 3-year-old dresses themselves that slutty? I mean, fucking freaks, man.
If there's gonna
Fucking
be anybody
people can
burning
be
a
idiots,
steak,
dude.
it's anybody that fucks with a kid, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
sorry, just
Definitely.
burn them. That's my little sentiment. All right, so let's a break conversation.
All right.
Quite in the middle because we talked about that. Well, actually, that's a big subject right now. Everybody's talking about it. Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And I'm almost. Maybe we should continue, but we kind of covered, I guess.
Yeah.
What plus what?
Well, it's a subject that's close to my heart, because I've had those feelings, So I don't necessarily know what he was going through because that was him as an individual. However, I know the dark places where he may have been at.
Yeah.
And how they can affect your mind.
I've been there too. I haven't necessarily been there the way he has been. Obviously, I'm not him. Everybody's different. But I had some horrible things go down with me, and I have a 4-year-old, and she's 4-year-old now. But at a point in my life, I was challenged, and I went through some rough times. My thing was I took strength and the idea that I needed to be here for my child. but that doesn't make me any stronger or weaker than that guy. Just because he had 6 children, he knows that all of them are set up with trust funds. I know. I mean, like, the guy's a millionaire, right? I mean, what does he have to worry about? I don't know, man. But the time for debating that is not now. He died yesterday.
Right?
Yesterday.
Right. That's why all I'm saying is have some empathy for your fellow man.
Come on.
I mean, and his children. I mean, come on now.
And again, I'm not a fan. I'm not a big fan of the music. A bunch of my buddies are. In fact, even when their pop album came out, a good friend of mine is a coworker of mine too. He came up and was like, "Dude, you got to check this out. It's really good." I'm like, "No, it's not." But that's just me.
Yeah.
Again, I like Bjork. I mean, well, you know, I'm crazy in the melon. I like weird stuff. I mean, the last time we were over here, me and Jay were having a conversation about ICP.
Right.
Everybody hates ICP. Yeah. I mean, so I don't take my word for it. I'm a weirdo. But like you say, you know, it doesn't have anything to do with that. I'll tell you what, though, the father, and if you don't like him, then fuck you, the father of zombie horror himself, also passed away. Let me tell you something. Look, maybe it was because I'm a fan of Romero, and I'm not necessarily a fan of Linkin Park and Chester Bennington and all of that. I was truly affected. I mean, I was saddened by hearing that George Romero passed. Take it easy, brother, man. The father of any zombie movie that you watch today, and there's 100,000 of them.
Oh yeah.
It was inspired by Romero. The modern day zombie, what you see in movies right now, did not exist until before he
George
came
A.
along.
Romero.
Yeah,
Yep.
Day, Night, and Dawn changed everything for that genre of horror. I mean, I'm just sitting here talking about it. I got chills. This is a legend we lost. It's like, Hendrix dying to me. I mean, that's how important it was.
Yeah.
It really was. And I mean, I sat that day. I didn't have my daughter that day, so I was able to, you know, go deep, you know, go down a rabbit hole and look at YouTube videos and look at pieces of footage and stuff. Man, I got a tear. I really did, man. I you know, look, okay, the guy died of lung cancer. He was an old guy. He had a full life. He was very happy. If you've seen any of his interviews, he lived a full, happy life, and there's no reason to be sad about it. But for me, you know, that there are very few things that, you know, hold up, and especially in this crazy digital look, let me take a selfie world. And Romero holds up. Anything that guy touched just, you know, turned to gold. Whether he had a budget of $50,000 or $100 million, he worked it out. He, you know, okay,
he made it work.
Yeah. You know, I'm sure film buffs, especially horror movie buffs. I wish. I don't even have a nickname for him yet, but the creepless guitar player, Mark Flowers, creepless guitar player. I wish he was here, because him and Mark used to. I mean, they would have these crazy debates about these horror flicks, and I love horror movies, you know, but these guys were like. It was freaking.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! It was jeopardy between these. They knew everything, everything. And I wish he was here to talk about it. And maybe I can do a special with him. I'll just say Will. That's all I'll say. But super cool guy. I was rocked by that one. If you've seen any kind of horror movie, if you're since it was 60 something, right?
I thought it was 50 something.
No. Night of the Living Dead was
Black and white, but
hold on.
yeah, you may be right. 60 something, 62, 63, something like that.
68. So since 68.
Okay. So I was a little early, but
Oh, you're good. Shit, huh? How the hell did I come up with that number?
I think though
He would have told you the day. Like if Will was here, he could tell you the day.
Right. I think the reason though that I was thinking 50s was because in the movie it was 50s, right?
Well, maybe you thought that just because,
Or just because it was black
just
and
because.
white.
Well, especially because of the lead in that opening scene that everything's famous for, like, or he's very famous for. They're coming to get you, Barbara. It looked very 50s, but it wasn't. It was very 60s, and that's probably it was a mistake that got Romero so famous.
Right.
He cast the leading guy as a black guy. It was just because he's not a racist, and the best actor for that part was a black guy.
Right.
Well, that part just so happened to get killed in the movie. Spoiler alert! If you hadn't seen it by now, you're a piece of shit.
Right. Right.
And at the time, it was like social commentary, and so everybody said, "Hold on."
Sorry, I just came across.
It's
something
already
wrong.
out there,
Yeah.
Spikey. Ooh.
Spiky Mikey.
It leaked, man.
Violation of probation.
Yeah, on the Twitters. What are you going to do?
Anyway, back to Romero real quick.
Well, I mean, it had nothing to do with black or white. It was just, he was the best man for the job. And then they held him for social, commentary. He was doing what was right at that. And he was
Right.
like, dude, I cast him because he was a great actor. And he did an awesome job and everything. And I don't know, man. That one hit me way closer. And still, I'm thinking, to me, this Chester, it just doesn't. It's more sad to me. I guess maybe enough time has passed with his passing, which it wasn't much. It's more sad to me. No, I can't even say that. No, it's just sad all the way around.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough every way. But come on, man. It's Romero.
I mean, even with Romero having lived a full life and having done all that,
Still
he's
sad.
someone that
He had a daughter.
you looked
he had
up
a
to.
wife.
Well, that and you and a whole lot of people looked up to as a filmmaker, and he's someone who brought people joy, even though they were horror movies. Those movies still they make people feel, and so people gravitate towards artists, even if they're just directors, who make them feel.
And you just said it there. You said artists and movies. A lot of and horror in the same sentence. I'm like, a lot of people don't put horror in the artist category. That's an art form.
Yes.
That is an art form.
I mean,
dude, if you watch a John Carpenter flick, if you watch The Thing, and then you watch the remake, they are completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different flicks.
Yes.
I mean, I don't. It's a weird. Horror touches people like music does, just like drama does. Drama does the same thing.
Because it makes
Comedy,
you
not so
feel.
much. Maybe. Although I'm a huge comedy buff.
comedy does touch
But it
me in the
didn't
same
touch
way.
you. We're talking about this.
It's because drama, and especially like tragic drama.
Yeah.
And horror take you to will take most people to places that they don't normally go.
Yeah.
You know, they take them to these dark places that they don't normally interact with in their lives.
It's the missing category for Shakespeare. Yeah, Shakespeare did comedies, tragedies, and histories. He should have done Horace too,
Right?
because it's an art form that people don't look at. Look, slasher horror flicks are fun. They're not art. What Romero did was art. In my opinion,
Definitely.
it was art, man. And
Definitely.
there's a place for that kind of art, just like there's a place for Linkin Park's art. I don't necessarily love Linkin Park's art, but it's art. I mean, that's his thing.
It is. It's definitely art.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
they're artists.
That one
Whether
rocked
you're
me.
into it or not, it's still an
For
art
sure.
form. They created this music.
Yeah.
I mean, it was not copied. It was not remade from
Right.
something previously done.
Yeah.
It was something that they came up with from their own, you know,
And that whole
minds and
process of
perspectives.
creation is something that I think this entire, like, humanity has lost. Like, we don't create anymore. We don't come up with new unless you're working at, you know, if you've graduated from MIT and you're bringing the new social media product out. You're not creating. That's bullshit. You know, we really need to start funding NASA again, getting more engineers into the educational system and start creating. We're not building anything anymore. We're not coming up with new ideas anymore. We're taking the same old ideas and we're rehashing them. And look, man, that is look. If there's any road paved to hell, that is the road. You know, you come the fuck
Well,
on.
it's not just that that's the road paved to hell. That's the road that's paved towards our destruction. I mean, you know, we've become, at that point, you become stagnant, you know, and you're basically at a standstill. There's no progress. There's no forward movement. You're standing in the same exact spot forever.
I've said it many times. The moment you stop learning is the moment you start dying. And people love to not learn.
And
Because
that's a major problem.
It's work to learn. And it really is. And that learning is living. You know, there's no way around it. That's just the way it is. Anyway, we got a little deep. We're going to take a break, smoke a cigarette. You won't notice it if you're listening to the podcast. You're probably going to notice if you're listening via the live feed. And I will see you guys in just a second. Hold on a second. I have no idea how to stop this at this point. Dude, that drink. Wow. Yeah, an hour and a half right now, so we'll start wrapping up. What you got, Goat? Any shout outs to you and your boys, your fam?
Shout out
Fuck your fam.
to everybody that has been, you know, in any way or capacity supportive of me since I've been released from prison. Shout out to you, my ex, my daughter,
Hardcore.
Andrea, you,
Yeah.
Daphne, you know,
And people,
all the people.
they're
you
way
know,
too
anybody
quick to
that's-
count a motherfucker out, man.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there are some people, like, I will say that I have an uncle that the day after I got out of prison, I went to my grandmother's house and I was speaking with her, and we were trying to look for an old cell phone that I had because I knew I would need some type of phone for, when I went to do, put in applications, try to find a job and all that. I would need some way for them to contact me. And, we went into the kitchen because she said that she had put all the stuff that I had left in her car when I turned myself in this certain, little organizer that she had in the kitchen. I never touched that organizer.
Right.
My grandmother went through it. But when I went back to my grandmother's house, later that afternoon after I had gotten a new cell phone and I needed to use her home phone to get it activated and all that, she told me that he told her that I had grabbed a crack pipe out of that organizer.
Yeah.
Even though I never even touched it.
I know.
I mean,
but
it just...
in defense, you and I both know how sneaky it can get. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
not saying that it was right. I'm just saying that it might have been, especially to some people who have never been down that road, that it could have been not justified, but the majority response. In other words, like I'm going through a bit of a thing with Cuz, and I can't give her the benefit of the doubt anymore because of that. And even though I've been there, it's rough. So I know what you're saying.
I understand that part. I understand what you're trying to say and where you're trying to come from. However, I have been out for like a year and 3 months or something like that. And to this day, even with me having done so well and, showing time and time again, how much I am still improving on my life and my relationships with everyone.
Dude, you're rocking.
He is still, if I were to go over to my grandmother's house, if I talk to her later, he will have made some comment about how I grabbed something out of somewhere. He told my mother sent me a laptop for Christmas, one that my grandmother wasn't using anymore. And so my mom gave it to me. And she sent it to my grandmother's house. He is the one that, brought the package inside, put it in my grandmother's room. So he saw that my mother's name was on the, person who's sending it to you thing. And he still told my grandmother that I was having drugs sent to her house.
Yeah.
From my
mother, man.
Who has never used drugs at all.
Again, it goes back to what we were saying before, that, people don't show love. They don't show empathy anymore. I mean, people make mistakes. And, I mean, I have, you have, we all have. And we're all paying for them. And we do that in our own ways. I mean, some are more public than others.
Yep.
You're my boy, and I'll vouch for you, motherfucker. You're stand-up dude, and nobody should be talking shit like that. That's ridiculous. I do need to acknowledge quite a few people, and I don't normally do this because I don't know, a lot of different reasons. Things happen, and most people just like to be behind the scenes that don't want to get brought up. And I hadn't necessarily cleared this with these people, but I do want to acknowledge them because they helped me quite a few times, and they've given me ideas for new stuff coming up here pretty soon. So hopefully, if you guys continue to listen, continue to tune in. First of all, to try to honestly derail all the conversation and turn it into a new different thing, Erie, Alabama. ErieAlabama.com. It's a podcast in Alabama. I did not know there was another podcast in Alabama. go check it out. Pretty good stuff. They're into the haunting thing. They check out. It's from what they describe. I'm on the website now, but not exactly. I've just listened. I hadn't read a whole lot, but it's like semi-scripted. Like they I talked to one of the guys from the podcast, and they kind of write a loose script, and then they kind of they what is it, ad lib?
Yeah.
Ad lib.
Yeah, ad lib.
Okay, so they kind of throw it together that way. So they kind of got to have somewhat of a structure, maybe more than that, because it seems like quite a lot of dialogue. But they're based in Birmingham. So I am wanting, I've got in touch with a guy. We're hoping to go to Birmingham and do a 3 a.m. podcast there. And I hope I can get, I've already reached out to them. They said they're cool with it. I'm hoping to get all of them. There's 3 guys. I'm hoping to get them down here. Me, Psychonaut Ty, we want to take them out to the Montgomery area haunts that Psychonaut Ty knows about, and he knows some crazy ones. And just do one of those paranormal activity type things. Really cool guys. Check out their podcast. It's fun stuff. ErieAlabama.com. You can check out all their stuff. Also, I'll tell you about Psychonaut Ty later. Obviously, thanks, Spiky Mike. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling in. I've also gotten. He gave me his. The Vader, his father's information. So we got a podcast coming up, and he gladly, one of the few motherfuckers that would gladly give up his origin story. He did that, and so I've got that in the works. We're trying to figure out when and how we're going to do that. I'll be contacting him and his dad and. Try to figure out how the hell did you make a Spiky Mikey, because God help you. Also, Psychonaut Ty. I gotta give this. I actually had this more on something we could discuss, but most people that follow us know that I had a pretty serious accident a little while ago, and my boy Psychonaut Ty, I just got a new truck because my Mustang was totaled, and my boy Psychonaut Ty backed into my new truck. Holy shit. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, but it was not his fault. It was a mistake, and Psychonaut is taking care of it, and everything's good. So my heart goes out to that dude, because I feel bad for him, man. It was clearly a mistake, but so yeah, man. I gotta say, good luck to Cuz. She might be, I don't know where she's got or where she's at. Cuz might be in between things. Hopefully she's doing well. I wish her well. I just, I can't be, that's all I'll say. I just I wish her well, and hopefully everything's good with that. Jay, obviously, like I said earlier, he called in sick today. I was hoping he'd call in. See if I can even get him on. He may have been. I get texts and messages all through this. Every one of these shows we do. So I don't know if he did text me or. Yeah, he had a murder theory on the Cheshire thing, but he did not. I asked him to call in for that, but things come up with Mr. J. Equipment. I will continue to put up shows regardless on the setup we have now. But very soon we are going to be trying out a new setup. I'm gonna get a pretty deep. If you guys know what a Zoom H6 is, that's kind of the idea we're trying to go towards, because we like to do things on the fly and kind of on location, and that will give us the most mobility, I guess. So anyway, that's a long shout out type thing, but it's just a quick update on all of the things going on. Also, a couple other things.
Okay, wait.
Thanks, Noel. Thanks, Preston. Preston, he will be on soon. I've been in touch with him. He's going to call in for an interview, if not in person. Hopefully, we're getting those details worked out. Rebecca, thanks to you, who I think she subscribed. Also, thanks to what other? Where is she? You know who you are. You're the only one from Hobbit Town.
All right.
Australia, come on.
Yes.
Not Australia. It's actually the island below Australia.
Tasmania?
No, that's one actually, but she's a Kiwi. Thanks to her, she's a sexy son of a gun.
So, real quick before we sign off, and yes, thank you
Claire,
to everyone who listens.
Subscribe, guys.
What do you think about the Florida teens who filmed the death of a drowning man and will now not face any charges for it, as they are mocking him drowning, filming it? How fucked up is that?
Well, it's fucked up, yes, but it has to do with the legal system. If you see someone drowning, the legal precedent is this.
No. At this point, I don't even give a shit about the legal precedent. I
agree.
give a shit about the human aspect. I mean, how terrible of a human being do you have to be to sit there and film a disabled man drowning and laugh about
Disabled man?
Yes, he was disabled.
People are horrible all the way around. I don't know. The law states that if you're not an EMT or you're not trained, and if you're not a doctor and not trained to save someone from drowning, you have no responsibility.
Wait. Actually, all right, I said that wrong. Previously, earlier today, I had seen a article saying that they would not face charges. The article that I'm seeing now says that they will face charges. That there will be charges brought against them.
Well, they're probably civil. They can't be legal, right? I mean,
let's see.
Criminal?
Previously, the department told that they wouldn't be able to charge the teens.
I can't, because actually, there's a precedent that says if you try to save someone from drowning, if you're just walking by a pool.
It is the duty of any person in the district where a death occurs who becomes aware of the death of any person occurring must report such death and circumstances to the district medical examiner.
Oh, they didn't report it.
It'll be kind but he says it'll be kind of a test case, because this type of
it's a weird legal thing. Yeah.
Well, this type of statute is typically reserved for medical examiners who are obligated to report deaths.
Exactly. Not only that, like if I walked by a pool tomorrow and I saw someone drowning and I jumped in and tried to save that person from drowning, and because of me jumping in, that person got hurt or had a a defect or something like they got brain damage or something like, they could sue me in civil court and I'd have to pay damages because I intervened. Now, if you're an EMT or a doctor, it's on you. You can get sued the other way if you don't. It's a weird legal thing. And it's the whole horror of human. I know.
At the same time, I would do it anyway.
Exactly.
Just because at that point, I would not be thinking of anything like that. I wouldn't be thinking, oh, if I jump in and try to save this man and something happens, I could be sued. No, I'm thinking, hey, this man's life
needs help.
is in danger, and he needs some
any human being does
help.
the same thing. Yeah, everything gets in the way. The problem is there's too many cooks in the kitchen. There's too many people on the internet that wants to weigh in. This is my opinion. He should,
But apparently in the video, one of the teenagers says, "You gonna die." And another one says, "Ain't nobody fixing to help your dumb ass."
Yeah, that's a little fucked up.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's
maybe
terrible.
they should be charged with something.
Terrible.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like, who wouldn't? What ages are the kids? Did they actually
between 14 and 16? But there were 5 of them. 5 teenage boys between the ages of 14 and 16.
If it was one, that probably would have helped them. I don't know, man. That's a rough
Even in
one.
a group, though. I mean, think about when we were teenagers.
Human beings are horrible people.
They are, but still, think about when we were teenagers.
Yeah.
I mean, I can think about back to when I was a teenager and in a group of my friends. I cannot imagine us not trying to help someone whose life was in danger.
We did horrible things, but we did not help
when
someone from
life
drowning.
was in danger,
Yeah. I don't
we
know.
did horrible things to each other,
Yeah, pretty much,
and to
pretty much.
ourselves.
Yeah,
but, nothing like that.
I don't know,
That's
man.
just-
It's rough.
It is.
I'm not.
It is.
I
And
never claim to be the end all be all of the answers. I'm not gonna say 42.
And I'm not either. But I mean, like
I'm not
you-
the computer.
like you
I'm not
have
gonna
said
give you the
before, though.
answer to life,
This is
the
an
universe, and
opinion,
everything.
This is my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah. And it should be said.
It's not an answer. It's not a
And you could argue
definitive
and we
legal
get-
judgment or anything. It's just my opinion.
And you could-
that is fucked up for them
people to act that way, yeah.
Yes.
But I don't know, man. That's the system. That's what you get, man. That's what you get when you get old men in charge of rules that were made in the 1800s. When people wrote on animal skins and bullshit like that.
Yeah.
That's 3 a.m. for tonight. I guess we are done. We can't get back into it. So last word, goat.
Last word is
Last word, Goaty.
The bird. The bird is the word.
The bird is the
Always.
word.
Always the bird is the word.
Yeah, that's the last word over there, and the door's shutting.
Exactly.
I tell you what, my last word, free Spiky.